Hello, my name is Muhammad Fikri bin Daud. My matric number is 09DKM19F1151. Okay, so I'm gonna make a video for subject DUE 50032 Communicative English. My lecturer is Miss Tarishini Visvalingam. Okay, so based on the task given, my title for the task is Sexual Harassment in Workplace. Okay, Candice Cathy Williams Queenie once said, "Is this what growing into an adult woman is? Having to predict and accordingly arrange for the avoidance of sexual harassment." Okay, so the first one is I'm going to tell about the sexual harassment introduction. Okay, so sexual harassment is a type of harassment involving the use of explicit or implicit sexual overtones, including the unwelcome and inappropriate promises or free words in exchange for sexual favors. Sexual harassment includes a range of action from verbal transgression to sexual abuse or assault. Harassment can occur in many different social settings such as the workplace, home, and school. Harassers or victim may be of any sex or gender. It can be male or female. Okay, so in the workplace, harassment may be considered illegal when it is frequent or severe, thereby creating a hostile or offensive work environment, or when it results in an adverse employment decision. The legal and social understanding of sexual harassment, however, varies by culture. Lastly, sexual harassment by an employer is a form of illegal employment discrimination. For many businesses or organizations, preventing sexual harassment and defending employers from sexual harassment charges have become key goals of legal decision making. Okay, so now I'm going to tell about graph and analysis for sexual harassment. Okay, so as you can see on the line graph, this is the sexual harassment cases reported in Malaysia from 2013 until 2017. So as you can see on the vertical line, that is the number of cases, and on the horizontal line it represents as years. Okay, so on 2013 reported cases is 117. On 2014 119, 2015 306, 2016 338, and 2017 is 267. Okay, so the total reported cases is 1218. Okay, so as you can see on the pie chart, there is the percentage of forms of sexual harassment. The first one is wishes or statement within phone conversation. It's about 16%. Wishes or statement using computer 30%. Touch 43%. Direct conversation from person is 28%. Okay, so based on the line graph and pie chart, this is the analysis that I concluded. Sexual harassment recorded the highest reported cases at 338 in 2016. The number of sexual harassment decreased steadily from 338 reported cases in 2016 to 267 reported cases in 2017. The number of sexual harassment increased significantly from 190 reported cases in 2014 to 306 reported cases in 2015. Forms of sexual harassment that is most often done is through the method of touch. Okay, so right now I'm going to show you the example of sexual harassment in workplace.
Hi, it's Hawa. I'm back again. I have something really important to talk about. It's a subject we rarely discuss because it can make us feel uncomfortable. Sexual harassment at the workplace. Some of you already know what that means. You may have even experienced it. You might be wondering, how do I know about this subject? Well, it's happened to me. At first, I avoided the issue and didn't know who to ask for help. I felt ashamed, but there's nothing to be ashamed about, and it's up to all of us to prevent it. So, what is sexual harassment at the workplace? How can we recognise it, and how does it affect our lives? Sexual harassment includes both physical contact and verbal and non-verbal acts. It can be as simple as an inappropriate suggestion, comment, gesture, or even a text message that's sexual in tone, or as serious as a sexual assault. Some of us don't know we are being victimised and feel powerless to stop it. A Vietnamese proverb says, "Being a flower is to be picked up. Being a woman is to be cheated on by men." When this could lead to bad behaviour by men, women can find themselves victim of sexual harassment, and that's not funny at all. It is also unacceptable behaviour which is prohibited by law. It means factories have to take measures to prevent harassment, which they usually do through a written policy. Companies that buy our clothes often have rules against harassment too, designed to ensure factories protect workers. But many victims of sexual harassment don't know who to turn to if they have been abused. Often they remain silent or feel too afraid to report an incident. I also felt ashamed and worried I'd lose my job if I reported a problem. The problems didn't go away, and soon I was so depressed I didn't want to go to work. But eventually I decided I didn't want to suffer in silence or let others face the same experience. I first confronted the person harassing me and let him know what he was doing was upsetting me. When it didn't stop, I took notes on what happened, where and when. Then I spoke to my supervisor, whom I trust, and she knew exactly what to do. She went to speak to the human resource manager. Then things really began to change for the better. So, if you ever experience sexual harassment in the workplace, don't suffer in silence and make sure you speak to someone who can solve the problem. They will listen and they know how to help you. Do it for yourself and your colleagues.
Okay, so lastly, I'm gonna tell about the conclusion. Okay, so finally, based on the article, I found that sexual harassment among employers is becoming more prevalent. We must be together in fight sexual harassment so everyone can work calmly without any problem. I hope we will live comfortably if there is no more sexual harassment and are able to present ourselves with more confidence. Okay, so that's all from me. Thank you for listening and goodbye.